Good morning. It's 104.7 The Drive. We are the People's Station for R&B and Hip Hop. Happy Black History Month. Time for SugaBear's Community Corner. So I mentioned this earlier, how important this topic is today. I have some special guests in here, and they'll explain who they are and what they do. But my guest today, Matthew Mitchell from Denver Human Services for Child Welfare, as well as Christopher Palmerin, who is a father in the program. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank y'all for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Our pleasure, man. This is an important topic. I would love for you, Matthew, to start off by telling people Denver Human Services, what you guys do, what do you provide, the services and whatnot.
Yeah, so Denver Human Services provides a lot of different services for the community. You can come to any one of our sites, and basically anything that you might need support with or help with is what we'll be able to help with. So if you need to be connected to benefits, or if you need different things that maybe we can refer you to in the community, we're happy to help with that. A lot of times people need help with, rent, or they need help with different things that that they don't know where to necessarily go to get the help from, and that's what Denver Human Services is for. The office I work out of is the Castro building, which is it's basically on 12th and Federal. It's 1200 Federal Boulevard.
Okay.
And we have our Welcome Center that's across from the Castro building, where we are able to continue to fulfill some of a lot of the needs that the community needs. So, there's just a wealth of information that you can get, and a wealth of help that you can get from there.
I love that. Denver Human Services, it's serving the community. That's what this segment is about, and this is where we highlight people in and of the community giving back. So there's a fatherhood program that you guys offer as well. And Christopher, we'll get to you in just a second, but talk about this fatherhood program, because this is important. We had conversations on this station about fatherhood and the absence of fathers and the responsibilities of single fathers and what it means for us as Black men and people who are of color, brown and Black fathers, and our role and what it means. There's a lot of layers to that, but talk about the program and what it offers first.
Yeah, absolutely. So our program. So just off the bat, our program, the way it exists now, has been around for about 3 years. We're actually grant funded right now. This is a federal grant that's been administered by the state, and it goes to 7 different sites throughout the state of Colorado.
Okay.
Denver Human Services just happens to be one of the sites that won the grant. So we have about 2 years left on this current grant, but basically. The whole idea is to change the narrative with human services and fatherhood. A lot of times, fathers have felt not necessarily respected by human services in that area, in those spaces, and so we want to really try and change that narrative and make sure that dads feel like they're getting the same respect and the same connectivity that anybody else would as they go in. It's a historical thing, and it's unfortunate. We've seen it in our communities. We've heard about it from our dads, from our uncles. How they feel like they're being treated, and so one of the big parts of this is to change that narrative. In our program, we basically focus on, first off, doing that. So how do we do that? We start, the anchor of our program is our classes that we provide. These are classes, we call them NDAP, which is Nurturing Dads and Partners. This is a class that is focused on providing dads with the tools to be more nurturing to themselves, to their families,
I love that.
To the world around them. Yeah, it's a big deal, because a lot of dads don't. You're raised with this way of being where it's like you just see men work, and you see men, or you see them not work, or you see them do whatever they do, but they're not necessarily taking care of themselves. And one of the big focuses of this class is to make sure that that fathers understand that, hey, in order for you to give your family everything that you have to have everything that you need,
That's important.
And you have to give it back to yourself. And so that's one of the things we focus on. Another big thing I'll talk about the class is just fulfilling the needs that we grew up, that we still have from our childhood. A lot of times we grow up as men, and we look back on what happened with our parents or our dads, or and we want to keep that blame going. I think people do that in general.
Yeah.
But want to keep that blame on dad and mom or whatever. And the fact is once you get to a certain age, it doesn't matter who the blame's on. It's we have to take care of it ourselves.
Wow, what an amazing program, a well-needed program as well. So let's get to you, Christopher Palmerin. You're in this program, or you still are, or you went through it?
I went through it I'd say about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Even through that time, though, I've still kept a great relationship with Matthew. So I still stay pretty active in the group and with a lot of the fathers that I've met.
Nice. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your story. What was the moment that you said, and you heard about the program? Let's start there, and then that you said, you know what, I'm gonna go to this program. I'm gonna see how they can help me.
Yeah. Just like how Matthew had stated. So I have a daughter. She's 3 years old, right? And I feel like I wasn't really giving her my complete self just because of past trauma with my father and my family and, that kind of sort. So, I started looking for for therapy. I just wanted to fix myself. And
Love to hear that. That's great.
And so a lot of the therapy or a lot of the programs that you would find were more for like a drug abuse or, that kind of homelessness, not really anything directed towards just dads. And just through days and days of scrolling through Google, I had ran across the Fatherhood program, and I think I had actually got in contact before they had even started. So
nice. Okay.
Yeah, so just by luck,
right.
And so I finally reached out. I had spoke with Matthew and a few of their other teammates, and just through there, I just.
You felt like you found gold.
Yeah. I was like, this is the best lead I have, and I stuck with it, and man, it's really helped and changed my life for the best.
It warms my heart. I am not a dad, but it's emotional for me. Never grew up with my dad.
Right.
There's so many of us out there that haven't. Who feel like you felt when you said that I felt like I wasn't giving my daughter what they needed.
Yeah.
That's powerful. You know how many people out there are listening right now who feel that way and don't know what to do, or feel like they had to turn to the streets or do something other than this program that can help them and kind of walk them through.
Right. Absolutely.
So I want to get more into that. Let's play some music. Let's get to that because it is emotional for me. I love this program. If you have a question or if you want some information, please, 303-893-3767. Matthew Mitchell, Christopher Palmerin, Denver Human Services, and this fatherhood program that is changing lives.